Literary Essay, Lesson 7. In today's lesson, we are going to be talking about the format for your body paragraphs in your literary essay. So our learning target is I can write paragraphs that include a topic sentence, example sentences, and a closing sentence. So the format is going to be T.E.E.E.C. Our paragraph should always start with a topic sentence. This lets the reader know what the paragraph will be about. So the T stands for topic sentence. After that, the next few sentences are your examples that explain the topic sentence. So that is E. E stands for example sentences. And lastly, the paragraph ends with a closing sentence that wraps up the idea. So C equals closing. So now we're going to look at an example that includes a topic sentence, example sentences, and a closing sentence. So I'm going to read through our example, and then we're going to try to identify which sentence is a topic sentence, which sentences are the examples, and which sentence is the closing sentence. So here's our example paragraph. In the beginning of the story Spaghetti, Gabriel was sitting outside of his building, feeling very lonely and upset. He wished for some company. The story also said that Gabriel thought that living outside all the time among the coyotes would be better than his current situation. These points clearly indicate that Gabriel was a very lonely and unhappy boy. So now let's identify the topic sentence, the example sentences, and the closing sentence. So our topic sentence is the very first sentence in the paragraph, which says, in the beginning of the story, Spaghetti, Gabriel sitting outside of his building feeling very lonely and upset. And as you can see, I have made that sentence in this pinkish, purplish color. So that's telling us that that is our topic sentence. A topic sentence is the first sentence in your paragraph. It tells the reader what the paragraph is going to be about. So I know based on this topic sentence that the rest of the paragraph is going to talk about why he's feeling lonely and upset. So now let's identify the example sentences. So our example sentences are in the middle, and you can see that they are in this mint blue color. So they are, he wished for some company. The story also said that Gabriel thought that living outside all the time among the coyotes would be better than his current situation. So these examples go back to the topic sentence and support the topic sentence. So you need to make sure that when you're including examples into your body paragraphs that they support the topic sentence. If they do not support the topic sentence, then don't put them in because your reader is going to be very confused and we don't want that. So examples need to match your topic sentence. All right, lastly, let's identify our closing sentence in this example paragraph. All right, so our closing sentence is our very last sentence in this paragraph, and it is in this like neon green color, and it says, these points clearly indicate that Gabriel was a very lonely and unhappy boy. So this sentence sums up the paragraph. It ties back to the topic sentence, it ties in the examples by saying these points indicate that he's very lonely and unhappy, which was said in the topic sentence. So your paragraphs need a closing sentence so that the reader knows that like that idea is done. That idea is not going to carry on into the next paragraph. So make sure you have that closing sentence that wraps up that entire paragraph. All right, so using that information that we just talked about, I've written an example body paragraph for a literary essay on Raymond's Run, and no, you may not use this paragraph in your paper. That is called plagiarism, and you will be getting a 0 if you use it. So don't do that. So I have color-coded my paragraph so it matches the colors of from the example paragraph. So the pink is the topic sentence, the blue is my examples, and the green is our closing sentence. So here's my example paragraph. In the beginning of Raymond's run, we learn that Hazel looks after her brother. Hazel says, "All I have to do in life is mind my brother Raymond," which is enough. Then, at the end of the story, we see that she takes her brother with her to her race. She has to look after her brother, and by taking him with her, he also gets to watch her run. These points show how Hazel looks after her brother at all times. So you can see in my paragraph that I had my topic sentence. I know that we're going to be talking about how Hazel looks after her brother. My examples talk about how Hazel is looking after her brother all the time. And then my closing sentence ties up the entire paragraph. And I chose to add in this extra sentence that says she has to look after her brother, and by taking him with her, he also gets to watch her run, because that just helped explain that the sentence before it just a little bit better. And plus, that kind of ties in with another point that I had chosen to use in our examples that we were creating. So you can do things like that as well, but make sure that your examples still focus on your topic sentence. And that's it. That's today's lesson. So before I read to you your exit ticket questions, I want to tell you what your homework assignment is going to be. So I know that in some of the other lessons, I kind of had you start writing your body paragraphs after we found out our reasons and our examples. Now I want you to go back to those body paragraphs that you've already started, and I want you to see if your body paragraphs follow this model that we talked about. So go back and look. Does your body paragraph have a topic sentence? Are there example sentences? Is there a closing sentence? Yes, you can have extra sentences, like if you needed to explain an example just a little bit more, like I did, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you have the topic sentence, example sentences, and closing sentences. Because when you turn in your final paper and I'm going to grade it, I'm going to be looking for those 3 things in your body paragraphs. And remember, you only need 2 to 3 examples. So you're going to go back, you're going to look at those body paragraphs, and you're going to tweak them just a little bit if you need to. If you already did that, then great. You have no homework for today. And now here are your exit ticket questions. First question, what are the proper parts of a paragraph, and explain each part? And the second question, why is it important to use proper paragraphing when writing?